last time on Dragon Ball New Age. Sensing hundreds of key signatures vanish, Goku decides to see for himself what's going on, instructing his son and the others to all gather at Capsule Corp in the meantime. Locking onto a mysterious figure, he finds his longtime rival has been body snatched yet again. But how will our hero fare against the self-proclaimed King of Demons? Now with both Saiyan and demonic energy radiating from him, the villain bellows his opponent managed to hold his own when he was using only Vegeta's mind, but wants to see how he fares against centuries of demonic magic and power. Gazing at the sight before him, Goku feels any presence of Vegeta is virtually gone. His aura has nearly completely vanished. Taking the attack head on. Legend states that hurt a little more than he thought it would, didn't it? So he'd like to give his aggressor a quick lesson about magic. It's a bit different than using a normal energy attack. Once the magic reaches a certain level, you can't defend against it no matter how strong you are. In other words, even though the two of them have a similar strength, once he starts using his magic, the Saiyan is no more threatening to himself as an ant is to a mountain. Our hero is not so convinced. He utters, "We'll see!" But the demon snorts for him to take his best shot. After all, who knows which one will be his last? Wondering if he got him. He very much so did. With a scowl, the demon grunts. "Well, I hope you're happy. Look at me now. I'm pretty much just half ahead. I guess that's it for me. You've won. Go on, do your little victory dance. I'm dead." However, as you may have guessed, demonic magic has a variety of benefits, like the ability to regenerate by focusing Dark Reiki. His body wouldn't be of much use if he couldn't fix it, bringing us back to square one. Seeing our hero still huffing and puffing, Legend notes even if they do have equal strength, it seems only one of them is running out of breath. Focusing his attack to a point, Goku's left arm begins burning like it's on fire. Not only that, but he can't move it either. The monster reveals he focused his demon energy into his fingertips like a scalpel. Then he punched it through a pressure point, one that covers the key pathway going through Goku's arm. Once that pathway is severed, it causes instant and very painful paralysis. Though quelling, he not worry. It's not like he's lost actual ki or anything. He just won't be using that arm anytime soon. But they can continue now, unless he's scared. Hitting the Saiyan with a staggering technique in his chest. He drops to his knees. Legend guesses that one felt like a hot knife in his abdomen. What he did is trap all of Goku's Reiki within his main ki reservoir. Without it, he has about 10 seconds before all his strength leaves him. The demon reminds he told him earlier, once he starts using his magic, it wouldn't matter how strong his opponent was. And he's right. As our hero appears to be out of energy and ideas, he can't even transform anymore. As a matter of fact, it's probably taking everything he has simply to stand. He's completely drained. That last shot really blocked all of his ki. He knows he can't fight like this, so what is he going to do? His foe asks if he sees now. He never had any hope of winning today. Had he himself chosen to, he merely could have ended the Saiyan before the fight even began. But next to Vegeta, Goku is the strongest warrior on this planet, and he wanted to see what he had to offer. However, he is not impressed. Finally speaking, the Protector of Earth questions that he said he was a demon earlier. He just wants to know why he's attacking these people and what he wants. He scoffs. These people are nothing but livestock. He preys upon them just as they prey upon beasts. It's simply the law of nature. The strong devour the weak die. As far as what he wants, that too is simple. He wants his body back, but to do so, he's going to need a vast amount of Reiki. He and Vegeta possess so much, it'd be a shame to waste it. Once his original body is restored, there are no plans. Perhaps he'll return to ruling the demon realm, although there is little point in doing so now. Keeping him talking, Goku asks, then what? And like he just said, who knows? He had planned on killing Dabura, but he's already dead. Maybe he'll just wander the universe to enjoy the death and suffering of all living beings to his heart's content. Calling him a monster, our hero urges that he has to know that somehow, someone will stop him. Alajin smiles. Even if I could be stopped. It won't be by you. Sensing something wrong with his father, Pan inquires what's wrong with him and if Grandpa's okay. He tells them something's up. 1 second his dad and the other key are dead even, and the next, Goku's key drops to almost 0, which means he's losing. Pan screams they have to help him. At the same time, Alajin cackles he's done here, but he still does have some use for the battered fighter before him. Adding his Riki to his own will give him almost all he needs. Goku stutters he might not be the one who does it, but this demon will be stopped. He won't win. As the villain calmly exclaims, yes I will. With such a large amount of Riki, he can't guarantee that extracting all of it will be quick. But what he can guarantee is it will be extremely painful. One could equate the sensation to having their skin peeled off with a dull, rusty spoon. He psychotically laughs, doesn't that sound wonderful? But Gohan isn't going to lose his father again. And as Goku's Riki is nearly depleted, it won't be much longer. As the Fiend feels a disturbance from within, VEGETA screaming at him to let Goku go. Again, he returns to defy Alajin. He wonders how this could be possible. As Gohan arrives to save his dad. Running over, he clearly sees how bad the situation is, but he plans on getting him out of here. The demon turns to growl, how dare he interfere? While initially shocked to see VEGETA, he knows it's only a fraud. Gohan grits he doesn't know who this guy is, but if he can beat his father, he himself stands no chance. The villain snarls if that means he's going to run away. He won't allow him. Gone in the blink of an eye, he knows it must be teleportation. What a nuisance it is having two beings here with such an ability. Though, it doesn't matter. The one he fought lost more than 3/4 of his strength and Riki. He won't be fighting anymore. And, by his own admission, the other one knows he can't win. He is also nothing to worry about. Still, he had a lot of Riki and should go looking for him. He's still a good source of energy. Not that he thinks he'll need it, but what he did manage to absorb has brought him so much closer to his goal. At this rate, it might only take a few more cities before he has all he needs to reform his body. Back in West City, Goku clings to life while Chi-Chi holds him. Gohan catches the others up to speed and reveals the culprit to be VEGETA, or rather, someone controlling him. He doesn't believe any of this is actually his fault. But to be frank, he doesn't really know what's going on, but it's no longer safe to stay down here. He announces he's going to take everyone to Kami's palace. There, they can get his dad healed by Dende, and he'll fill him in on what's going on with VEGETA. Trunks is left to wonder what in the world has happened to his father. Earth's Guardian ponders upon Piccolo's training. It's been 10 hours, so it must be working. Or could he have possibly been right about the dangers of the room? When he senses the arrival of Gohan, Go is taken aback to see the sight before him. He tells Dende he'll explain in a minute, but right now his dad is in desperate need of healing, causing the Namekian to rush over. But something's wrong. It's not working. He doesn't understand. He's not doing anything different, but something's definitely wrong. Something is different about these injuries. Whatever's been done to him, Dende can't fix it. Goku mutters that must be the Riki thing the fake VEGETA was talking about. That's what he said he took from his body. Though this is a term the Guardian himself has never heard before, and neither has the injured fighter. But he thinks the Supreme Kai might know. His son agrees if anyone would know, it would be him, but he's not sure he can teleport to their world, which is most likely the case. Goku states Kabuto-shin will have to come here, and he should be able to contact him through his mind. Moments pass. He explains the situation to the Kais, asking if they can help. Old Kai almost jokes he really is a magnet for the most difficult problems, isn't he? He instructs Kabuto Kai to bring Goku here and he'll see what he can do. Now in the world of the Kais himself, Elder Kai explains to Goku he's going to attempt to redirect the Riki from around them into his body. This will be a very sensitive procedure, so he must remain perfectly still or the transfer won't work. Gohan questions one of the deities if his dad will be okay. Kabuto Kai admits losing Riki to a demon is a bit of a nuisance, but for an upper-level god like the Great Ancestor, it'll be no trouble. He has every bit of faith that Goku will make a full recovery. As the air begins to move around the Saiyan, Old Kai utters the words, Kaioshin, Riki, Tensauha, meaning God King of Worlds, Universal Energy Transfer Wave. Our hero feels his strength returning when a jolt of pain shoots through him. The Elder frantically wonders why the transfer resulted in such backlash. As a Kaioshin, such a thing is well within his authority and power. The only way it wouldn't work is if, when it dawns on him, he asks the name of the demon who did this. Who remembers it well? Uttering, he said his name was Alajin, causing the god to break out in a cold sweat. It is the great demon lord. But what do the Kais know about this villain? We don't already.